Hello, I'm welcoming Nic von Rupp to our studio now. He's talking to us live from the beach in Portugal. Nic is a professional surfer focusing on big wave riding, and in 2020 he was considered one of the top 10 big wave riders in the world. And he's one of our under 30 alumni. Welcome, Nic. You made our under 30 list in 2018. In 3 years, a lot can happen. So how are you and what have you been up to?
Hey guys, how's it going? As you said, I'm here in Portugal at my office, the beach. But thank you so much for the invite.
Thank you. As I said, our last interview in 2018, that's 3 years ago. So how are you doing and what have you been up to?
Everything's great. Thank you very much. Last time we saw each other was in Wien for the under 30 Forbes event, which was very nice. It was a great honor to be a part of that. And the career of a professional surfer goes very fast. There's a lot of development that's been happening. I had a dream of qualifying for the Big Wave Tour, which is, I was going up against my idols, the people I've always looked up to. And, I managed at the end of 2019 to qualify for the Big Wave Tour. And from there on, a lot of things have developed, a lot of opportunities, Nazaré being the biggest wave in the world and being so close at my doorstep. I've been putting a lot of time into that. A couple of days ago, we got second at the Nazaré Challenge, which is the most prestigious big wave event in the world. Probably the most followed and most prestigious as well. It was around 10,000 people on the beach watching, people flying in from all over the world to come see this event. And, people that are passionate about surfing, people that surf, but also people that are not related to surfing. People are just coming down to watch the show. So, yeah, it was great.
In our interview 3 years ago, you were already preparing for the Big Wave Tour. How long did you prepare in total, and how did you prepare?
It's a constant basis, like the more you prepare, especially when you're surfing big waves, you're really putting your life at risk. The more you prepare, the more physically and mentally ready you are, the better. I put a lot of effort into the gym and my whole preparation for these big waves, and usually it's three months of intensive work pre-season. So, whenever the big waves come, I know I can really rely on my physical capacity to survive these waves, because when you're putting your human capacity at risk like that, you really want to be on top of your game. So it's a year-long preparation, always being in the water, but there's 3 months there during summertime where everyone's having a good time. I'm in the gym focusing for my winter season, and that's how my routines go.
Okay. In 2020, you were a part of the Big Wave Tour, and you managed to surf one of the biggest and most dangerous waves in Nazaré, in western Portugal, in your home country. And this year, on Monday, you completed the challenge again and came in second. So congratulations, first of all. And I want to know, do you get used to the constant risk and danger in your life?
That's a good question, because fear is always present. There's no getting used to it at all. Every time where there's a huge swell, we obviously want to be there and we want to ride the biggest waves. But at the same time, we always have that, our mind is telling us maybe not to go, because it is a very dangerous sport. And there's always, you're very confronted with life and death, So every time there's a big swell, those thoughts come to your mind. Is this going to be my last one? Are we going to survive? But obviously your will and your will and also your strength of knowing that you're on top of your game, that you're talented, that you've been training for these moments is always stronger than the fear. And that's the most important, obviously. I think fear is important, fear is important, because if you're fearless, you're not gonna survive.
That's exactly my next question, because surfers are always portrayed as this fearless, maybe even careless kind of guys. And in your TED talk last year, you said something interesting. You said you were never fearless, you were always aware of your fears, and by analyzing them, you got over them. Do you think that this solution is transferable to every kind of fear in life?
100%. I mean, everything people do in life, whether it's, surfing big waves or something that's extraordinary outside of the comfort zone of anyone, is obviously harder to conquer, whether it's starting a business, like as a founder in a startup, you have a huge goal that is very far away of achieving it. And obviously you got that fear as well. And I really believe in, big wave surfing. There's a great relationship between, a daily life of a startup and a big wave surfer, because you're really out there tapping on undiscovered ground, and you really have to pave your way, and you got to face your fears and believe and keep moving forward. There's mountains all over the place that point you in a different direction and tell you that, this is not meant to be, but it's really your inner will that makes you do those daily steps of achieving that major goal. In my case, it's riding the biggest wave that has ever been ridden. In the case of someone that's doing in the business world, it's obviously achieving a successful business, a sustainable business. And I think there's a great relationship between both.
Okay. In your TED Talk, you also said one of the most important features you have to have as a big wave surfer is to be calm in very stressful situations. Do you think that is something that you just have, or something that can be trained?
Yeah, I mean, it can be trained, obviously. And obviously, we are not born in a Buddha mode of breathing through these hard times. But it's having faith, having faith and believing in the long run, and being able to, having faith and breathing through those moments is what's gonna navigate you through these rough patches. I mean, obviously, when I'm surfing big waves, sometimes things don't go the way I want, and for me, when things don't go the way I want, is being pressed into the deepest, darkest corners of the ocean, where I'm, fighting for survival. And when I'm staring down those huge waves, and all I want to do is sometimes run away. It's really like breathing and analyzing that moment and gaining confidence to overcome those moments. So it's really important to stay calm and believe in the process and have faith in the success. Whether it's business or sports.
Okay. I also want to talk about your social media presence. On YouTube, you have up to 400,000 views and 160,000 followers on Instagram. Do you consider yourself an influencer?
I mean, I'd like to consider myself not an influencer. I'm a sportsman, but being a sportsman and an influencer are very related. And if you picture me as an influencer, I would like to be, an influencer of good, inspiring people for the right reasons. Whether it's in, having a healthy lifestyle, whether it's, dealing with fear. I really want to be an influencer of good. I want to, that's my goal in life. It's obviously, I want to do my sport. I want to be successful, but I also want to inspire and influence people to take the right decisions and live a balanced, healthy lifestyle.
We have a question from the audience. Do you give discounted surfing lessons to under 30 list makers from now on?
Yeah, I mean, I've always offered, that. We're like family, I guess, right? It was a very special moment when we were in Wien, all the top 30 under 30, and of course, always available for a surf lesson, always available for a phone call. Anyone has some questions. I really believe that surfing brings a joy that no other sport brings, being involved in nature, and it brings a good balance. We all have very stressful lives, especially people that are, in the startup world and founders of projects, and the ocean really cures, it's clinically proven that it really helps your mental side. And I use that when I used to go to school. I remember for me, You know, after having a day of exams, of tough exams, getting in the water and cleaning my head was essential. So yes, I give free surf lessons with joy to to the Forbes 30 under 30 crew.
That's great to hear. Thank you. I'm afraid we're out of time. Thank you very much for this great talk.
Very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.